There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Microphone? Yeah, good. Microphone's on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's live stream. And welcome to all you guys. We have Derek here who says never been to one of your live streams. Well, first of all, welcome. Hope you're gonna enjoy it. Just gonna get myself a glass of water here, and I'm gonna explain what we're gonna do today. So today. There we go. Today, the plan is to begin working on the theory of a, you could call it an invisible diamondback, a cold diamondback, a frozen diamondback, same thing really. The idea is the Diamondback Explorer, decent combat ship actually, has fairly good weapon loadout. I think it actually classified as a combat exploration ship. Obviously, good jump range, but most importantly, very good thermal characteristics. So the idea here is to build a ship that will either run very cold, making it very hard to target, or always run with silent running. I think I'm going to try to build around the silent running thing, because then we will never actually heat up to a degree that will make us like close to targetable. How does one theorycraft a Diamondback? Well, I'll show you. I think the first thing we should do is, when I do any ship builds, and this is actually, I did a video on this a while back, but this is also going to be a demonstration on how I do my ship builds when I create a new build. Like, we're going to go, oh, it's not in hour here. I'm going to get you guys with me here into Coleology in a second. There we go. And you guys need to join as well. Like so. Here we go. Okay. Let's start by zooming in a bit so you guys get a slightly better view of what's going on here. Okay, Diamondback Explorer. First thing I want to do is to try and build something that can actually work. Oh, still getting. Why is that not dead yet? Hold on. It's still it was playing Apex with some of the guys who were on Discord earlier. But the Orion like thingy is still running. By the way, if you want to, you're more than welcome to join the Discord server. We play all kinds of games, not just Elite, and it's usually a ton of fun. A link for that if you want to. But let's get going. Let's see what we can do. We'll start by getting this thing cleared out. So we need, of course, to have a ship that will constantly run on silent running. So we need to try to mitigate. We need to try and mitigate some of the heat somehow. I don't want to do it with heat sinks, because that's, I mean, if we put in a heat sink here, you can see we only get 3 charges, and even if we put ammo capacity in it, then we get 4 charges. We're going to run out really quickly, even if you spend all of this, and they take up power, and I don't want to spend the power on heat sinks. I want to have other things here that can help me defend myself. Anyway, let's get started. I think what I will start by doing is getting this thing like kitted out. So we're gonna go A-rate here, we're gonna D-rate the life support, A-rate the power distributor, and D-rate the sensors. Let's get some engineering. I'm not gonna do the power plant just yet. Problem is, thermal load, going dirty drives in this case is probably not a good idea, because it increases the thermal load from the thrusters by 60%, and we can't do that. So we have to go clean drives in this case. We could go thermal spread, but we could also go drag drives. That would increase the thermal load again. So we might actually have to instead go drive distributor to increase the optimal mass, I guess. Or we could go thermal spread, okay, making it heavier and making it even colder. I mean, we are a small ship, so I think actually going thermal spread here would be okay. Low emission is a good start, but problem is with low emission, as you will probably see here, we do get quite a big hit, 15%, to the power generation. Which is okay. We just need to be really careful with our overall power output. So I think that's going to be the thrusters. Let's see, frameshift drive. I don't think increase range. And again, we're not really going to use the frameshift drive in combat anyway. So we're just going to go long range mass manager. Life support, we're going to lightweight that, and the same with the sensors, lightweight that. We get lightweight the sensors. We actually got a pretty decent jump range already. And since we're going to be running without, the silent running, there's no reason for us to fit a shield. Absolutely no reason for that, because they're not going to be able to have our shields up anyway. Power distributor should also be pretty straightforward. Charge in hand and cluster capacitor for that fast recharge. Yes, Silver Dragon asks, does power draw directly correlate to the thermal output of the module? Like higher power draw is more heat. Yes, that is true. More power, more heat. You can see the power, here there's an efficiency. That is how many, I think, power units per megawatt or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what unit this is, but I think it's something along those lines. No thermal spread on the FSD. Jump range is decent until you add it. Yeah. But again, remember, we're not going to be using, when we are in combat, we're not going to be using our frameshift drive. So it doesn't really matter what we do with the frameshift drive in terms of thermals. We can go for longer range here. So I think that's okay. Does this actually have any kind of heat indications anywhere? Hello, Scorpion. Okay, let's move over to the weapons, because the weapons are gonna be really interesting. Because I actually need to go and check here. Hold on, let me just check this real quick. Because my plan is environmental effects. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Okay, let's get that over there. So here we have all the experimental effects, and we can see what we're looking for here is thermal vent, because that is what we're gonna need as our main source. But the problem is, as you can see here, thermal vent only comes on beam lasers. That's pretty much forcing our hand here. Thermal vent efficient beams, yeah, we might want to do that. That is a option to go thermal vent efficient. Now the question here that I'm actually interested in here is, if I go and take a normal beam laser, gimbaled, and also take a large one here. I'm not gonna go both with medium and large ones with beams here. What I want to know is energy per second, damage per shot DPS. Oh, hold on. Do we have to go on? Oh, wow, that was... Let's try that again. ED Shipyard. Ah, come on. Get this over here. ED Shipyard often has a higher list of stats. So what I'm just going to do here is just quickly go over here. And we're gonna get same loadout here with the beam lasers. Beam lasers gimbaled, and the large one's also gonna be a beam laser gimbaled, because here I do believe, yeah, here we get the thermal load. I'm not actually sure. It says waste heat generated per use or per second. So what I'm interested in here is, where do we get the most DPS per thermal unit generated? That's what we need to actually calculate. So I'm just gonna quickly get my phone here, because that will have a calculator. So for a large beam laser, we do a base, of course, without engineering, 20.3 damage per second, and we will then generate 7.61 units of heat, giving us a total of 2.667, actually 2.668. That's all my post-its. and a something to write with. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So this was the large beam laser. Has we get a score here of 2.668. And for the medium one, no, cargo racks do not use any energy. There are modules that don't use any energy, and we're going to utilize those as much as we can, because again, the less energy we use, the less heat we generate. So for the medium one, we generate 12.52 DPS and only 5.3. Okay, so the medium lasers, the medium beam lasers are more efficient when it comes to damage per heat generated, right? That being said, I'm still not sure. That's not... So now the question is, do we want to go with 2 medium beams? Let's burst beams here. Do we want to go 2 medium beams and a multi-cannon? Or do we want to go with one large beam, efficient large beam, and then 2 multi-cannons, 2 smaller multi-cannons? Yeah, multi-cannons also generate heat. We can see if we put in all the weapons actually generate heat. But if you look here, now we still need that one open again. So if we just change this one out for multi-cannon, multi-cannons, you can see here the thermal generated here. So we have almost the same DPS coming out of the weapons. But the thermal load generated from multi-cannons is next to nothing. It's basically nothing. So these are definitely very, very good to have on. Question is if I can manage my heat with just 2 small beams, or sorry, 2 medium beam lasers. It is the more heat generating version of it, but I think it's the one I like the most. I think what I would have probably end up doing here is going 2 medium gimbal beam lasers, making those like efficient would be good. Is there anything else? Not overcharged. Not short range. Sturdy could also be an option, because sturdy gives us minus 30% and efficient gives us minus 60%. So it's of course a lot better here. Does extra power to weapons make multi-cannons do more damage? No, they don't. Is the thermal vent effect the same? Oh, thanks a lot for the subscription on YouTube, Mike. Is the thermal vent effect the same on large and medium-sized? I think it depends on damage. So the more damage you do, the more heat you generate, you vent away. Which is why I probably would want to go with the 2 mediums, because that is a higher damage output, also higher heat, but it's going to help us easily vent that heat away. We could go sturdy. Sturdy might not be that bad of an option. I mean, we're going to get more damage out of this one, of course. And less power. I guess efficient is the best option. Efficient thermal vent. Efficient thermal vent here as well. Boom. What about cannons? I've tried cannons in the past and I'm not a huge fan of them. So the problem with cannons is they have a huge amount of armor penetration, so they're really good at sniping modules, but they really suck when it comes to ripping hulls to pieces. Because what the cannons does is they just punch a hole in the enemy armor, and then they shrapnel inside and destroy all the internal modules. But they don't actually kill the ships that fast. And after they, in the past, like years ago, if you killed the power plant, the ship would just explode. If you killed the power plant, the ship would detonate. It doesn't work like that anymore. Now the ship just turns off. So in the past, going for a high penetration cannon build and just snipe that power plant out of the ship, just rip the power plant out, and then the whole thing will explode. That was a valuable valid option. Today, not so much. I did try it on one of the early versions of the Cucumber build, but I ended up going back to multi-cannons. It's just the best option. Now, here we want that multi-cannon. I was considering something like a pacifier frag, and that could be fun to do. But the fact that it's fixed, and I just think I'm gonna be, when it comes to simply hunting NPCs, I think I'm gonna be more efficient with a large multi-cannon. Now, here we don't really need the efficient. We have other options here if we need it. As long as we don't increase our thermal load too much. And I don't want to use jitter. We could actually go... Could we go sturdy on this? This is large, isn't it? So it's actually okay. Hello, Dongolora. We could also go efficient, but again... it's really not needed. You know what? Let's wait with the special. Let's just put efficient 1 corrosive shell on here. How much ammo do we get? Yeah, that's okay. Ah, it actually says here, heat per second. Sustained heat per second. Ah. Nice. Long range? Nah. I'm not too... Here, I would consider long range on the beam lasers because it would make them more efficient at the venting heat. But here, I would probably consider either going sturdy or efficient. Sturdy because of the both decrease in thermal load and increasing piercing. Because we are a small ship, we want to have all our damage to go into the hull and not be mitigated by armor. Which is of course why we want to go with something with high piercing. What is the piercing actually on a large multi-cannon? It's not that high, is it? 50, that's actually okay. Efficient doesn't give us anything in terms of piercing, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay. For now, I think we're just gonna keep this unengineered for now, and then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with it later. One thing I of course forgot is the armor, and I can never remember. I always end up going lightweight, but in this case, we will need some armor. We will need something to keep us alive in case we take a hit. And you can see we're gonna run out without a shield. Oh.
Just a small appreciation for everyone's favorite theory crafter.
Thank you, Scorpion. Thank you for the €10 donation. That's absolutely awesome. Sounds like a job for rails. Yeah, if we want to rip out modules, rails could be... But again, rail guns, they generate some heat. I mean, if we take a look at rails here... let's take a class 2 railgun here. Look at that heat. Ouch. that hurts. So that's definitely not something I want to do. Where did I go with the multi-cannons? Let's keep that multi-cannon there. Okay, in terms of armor, let's just see here. Here we have the armor. And here we have the armor resistance. Yes, armor resistance. I want to see if we can get... I can't remember which one of those. There's one of them that's the balanced loadout here. Let me see here. 378... 525, 525. So it's one of those 3, and let's say military grade. No. Oh, that's military grade. That's the same as the lightweight. Mirrored. God, no. Reactive surface. Another 25% and some thermal resistance. Military grade just seems like the... I mean, we have a huge gaping hole in explosive now. Now we just move that hole over to thermal instead. If we're going silent running, we'll miss out, have time to log on. Well, if they're fighting Seekers, they will have to log us first. When you engineer the large beam lasers, it gives more heat. When you engineer the large beam laser, it gives more damage per heat unit than engineered mediums. Really? You sure? So here we went efficient and thermal vent. Gonna do the same thing here. Okay. Let's do the same calculations again. For the large one, just gonna cross this one out then. We get a hold on. There we go. For the large one, we get a weapon efficiency 25.1 divided by heat per second, which is this one, right? Heat per second, yeah, divided by 3, giving us a total efficiency score of 8.3667. And for the medium one, we get 15.5 DPS divided by 2.1. You're actually right. Well spotted. So the large beam laser actually gives us a better heat damage per heat when we engineer it. In that case, we're gonna go multi-cannons here and here. That makes it a little bit more interesting. I'll scroll down a bit here. Because that means we can now go... Yeah, okay, so now when we met down to medium ones, we can see here our armor piercing is now down to 37. That's gonna be an issue when it comes to bigger ships. We're gonna have a lot of our damage mitigated by the armor. We're gonna have a very hard time cutting through armor now, which is why I would consider going with something like sturdy, which also both help us overcome armor and hold on, let's think about it. So the biggest ships have 70 armor hardness, and we can mitigate 25% with corrosive resistance. Or not corrosive, with the corrosive shells. That's my calculator. So 70 times 0.75, that is 52. So the target's piercing to beat is 52. So 59 is actually good. If we go sturdy and then have one corrosive shell, and we also go sturdy on this one, helping us lower our heat even more, and we can go something like not incendiary. Ooh, look at that heat. Smart round thermal shock. Flow control, multi-servo. I would probably go with something like emission munition. Oh, emission also has 70% heat increase. Oh, no, don't. Let's just get that list up again. Hold on. Oh, where is it? Special effects. Why can't I find that list again? Experimental effects, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, it doesn't have all of them. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, autoloader is nice, but it's really just... So, okay, so we could go with another corrosive, but not ideal. Emission and incendiary increases our heat, not ideal. Smart rounds, I think those just prevent us to hit our allies. Thermal shock. I can't remember what thermal shock does. Minus 20% damage, so it must do something good. Elite, dangerous, special weapon, experimental effects is what it's called. Experimental effects. Just quickly look up thermal shock. Thermal shock is a special effect that has a chance of being applied to a weapon. Okay, this is really old. Strikes to hull and shield impact additional heat onto the target at an expense of 10% reduction. So it's been... Okay, this is really old data. This is no longer valid, I guess. Does Inara have updated info on this? Engineering. Oh, blueprints. Multi-cannons. Yeah, okay, here we go. Double breach additional module survivability, emission, flow control, advanced. Incendiary multi-servo, additional servo controlling software allows the weapons to safely fire at an increased rate. Okay, so more rate of fire, but more power draw also. Oversized is also more damage, but with more power draw. Yeah, friend or foe targeting. Stripped down makes it lighter, and the thermal shock. Ah, okay, it seems like it is minus 10%. It's funny because in here it says minus 20 on thermal shock. So there's some discrepancies, you have to check that in-game. It's nice, but I'm not sure I want that damage penalty. I think I would probably go oversized on it. That's like just to do something. I mean, yes, it's 5% more power, but oh, let me go back here. But I think we can handle 5% extra power on a small or medium multi-cannon. It uses so little power anyway. Okay, let's think about this. Let's go with oversized and get that extra power from it and get some extra damage out of it. So like that. Okay. We were looking at our armor here. We got that fairly well balanced. Can we go... What would happen if we go thermal resistance on this? Then we actually managed to... Look at that. That's pretty balanced. That's not bad. And then deep plating. It's going to hurt our resistances, but that gives us a nice overall... That's pretty neat. I like that. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. How are we doing for power? Plenty of power to go. We haven't engineered this one yet, but if we go low emission here and go thermal spread, boom, really efficient power plant. So this is pretty much our power target. We still have lots and lots to go. Flow control, yeah, we could go flow control, but it's so little we are working with right now. I mean, if we could save... let's see, where's the small multi-cannon, or the multi-cannon, here we go. If we could save 10, let's try to see here. If we move this over from oversized over to flow control. So what we save here is 0.06 megawatts, and then you have to say 0.06 times that, so it's like 1% of a heat unit per second what we save. It's next to nothing. I think we're better off getting a 3% damage increase, because it's so little that we're working with here. Okay. So we got that fairly well balanced, and we got some not good but decent when it comes to here. Okay. Utility mounts, let's do those now. So we don't need shield boosters. I do want a single heat sink in there, and I do want that thing armored. Or not armored, ammo capacity, so we get more ammo. Just because, I mean, this is our emergency. This is in case things goes wrong. We're gonna use that. What else do we want? Point defense might be a good idea. Sorry, chaff is a good idea. In case we get hit, we can try to chaff us out of it. And then I would probably go with a point defense, maybe even 2-point defenses, because we really don't want to be hit by missiles. Because those are going to hurt. And we could argue whether we wanted to go with go ammo here. If we wanted to go with 2-point defense and a single chaff or 2 chaff. I mean, we have 15 units, 15 spendings here in this chaff, so it should be okay. Yeah, we have plenty of ammo also. We could just go ammo on this one too. Just make them heavier, but we're not really that concerned with our jump range, to be honest. That just leaves our optional internals. Now our main focus here will be to try and protect our modules. We don't need any what's it called, like shields, so that should be okay. What I do want though is probably up here to have a it's the Guardian stuff down here in the bottom, maybe experimental meter hull reinforcement, Guardian shield reinforcement, Guardian hull reinforcement packs. Boom, put that in there. How are we doing for power? Pretty close in power. We need to think about that now. Put that in there, giving us, I mean, look at that armor, and resistance is definitely getting there too. Good evening, Lone Star from Scotland. Guardian hull reinforcement packs. Do we want, how much power do these consume? We only want 1. Holy crap, that's a lot of power. And they can't be engineered, so we only want 1. So here I guess we want a module reinforcement pack to try and protect our modules, because if we take damage, we don't want our modules to take damage. What I also want is actually down here, repair limpet controller 1A. Getting really close on that power. I want a repair limpet controller that allows us to repair our armor in between, if we want to. Also, a AFMU to repair our modules. So we can now repair our ship, we can repair our modules. What else do we need? We will need some... two cargo rack for 4 limpets. That's probably not enough. Should we go with a smaller field maintenance unit? See, now we're out of power. So we'll have to fix that, but we're gonna just unfit that. Oh, we're still out of power. Oh. That's that Guardian reinforcement pack. We'll fix the power issues in a bit. That shouldn't be. That should be fairly easy to fix. And maybe we'll just have to change this out for a normal hull reinforcement pack that doesn't use power. A 4D hull reinforcement pack. Then we're again down to 99.6% power usage. Okay. Can we make this work? We have an AFMU. We have a repair limp controller. Can we fit a cargo rack that should be able to do that because it doesn't use any power, giving us 8 limpets? Yeah, I know my power usage should direct my heats, but we already have this down to a 5 low emission power plant. So we have a very, very efficient power plant here with thermal spread on. So I don't want to use too much power, of course, but And last thing I think I would put on here, like that's the cargo for limpets, right? And we have a repair limpet, we have our field maintenance unit, we have a hull and a module reinforcement pack, so I would probably put in either another hull or module. I'm probably going to go with another module. Or you know what, if we're taking damage, we might as well protect our hull. There we go. And this can of course be engineered with heavy duty. This one will be engineered with heavy duty. Heavy duty, should we go deep plating? Think so. Heavy duty deep plating. Boom. Look at those resistances. That's not too bad. I mean, 2,500 armor. The purpose of the ship build is to do PvE, but constantly silent running. That's the trick. We want to be running without shields, so I constantly run with silent running on. And we're going to mitigate our heat through one heat sink in case of emergencies, and our single large beam laser with efficient thermal vent. Anything we haven't engineered, the AFMU, we can make that shielded. That's going to increase the power draw, don't want to do that. Gotta transport ice cream, don't want it to melt. Gotta be smuggling ice cream. Yeah, see, that's the next thing. That is if silent running actually works with NPCs. You could do derated. Oh yeah, that's a good point. We can derate that to save power. What happens if we lower the AFMU? Okay, repairs less. Fair enough. Yeah, we don't actually need the 2-point defenses. I mean, we could leave one out if we wanted to, but I want the chaff, I want the point defense. The idea was, if we look at the ship, we want one on both the both eyes, or both sides of the ship. So the next question is if they can that is to actually test the game mechanics around silent running and thermal vent and see if we can actually make this work. Why repair limpets? Because I want to be able to repair my ship. If I'm out imagine I take this ship out into a hazardous or a resource extraction site, right? And if I take it out to a resource extraction site, and I take damage because I have no shields, then I need to be able to repair that in between fights. The good thing about going to resource extraction sites is that I can take a break between fights. I can engage a pirate, kill the pirate, then I can sit down, relax, repair the ship if needed, and then move on. Better served with module. That's something we'll have to try and balance out later. If module or hull protection is more needed. If I'm beginning to lose my modules without my hull going down, then I will switch the 3D out for a module. But that's all fine tuning. For now, this should be somewhat along the lines of where I want to go. What is this actually? Weapon capacitor. Does this have any indication of heat levels? Raw module. But let's go and have a look at how the NPCs... Gonna go and do some testing with the NPCs just to see how they actually behave when they see a ship that is silent running. Because I'm not sure if it works as it should, but we'll have to try and figure that out. I don't... Maybe I have some modules. Like, just let me get a direct capture here. No? There we go. Direct capture. Runs a little smoother. Start by getting ourselves a Diamondback. Oh, that was the scout. Come on. Start by getting rid of this built-in lasers, and let's see if I have anything with thermal vent on it. I'm not sure. No, I only have Healy beams. But I have 3 of them. We could take one of these beams and just change the special mod on them. But you know what? We could just use it for testing. And what about for multis? Do I have anything? I have a multi-cannon here. Overcharged corrosive shell. Overcharged corrosive shell. Oh, that was emission. I only have overcharged, it seems. What did we end up with on the build? I can't even remember. We ended up with sturdy. Okay, I don't have any sturdy ones, so we're gonna buy new ones. Let's get some multis. And we're gonna get them with gimbal. Next time I visit Frontier, I've never visited Frontier. Multis, and we're gonna go with this one as well. We're gonna leave the utilities just for now. Are gonna upgrade our cores here. Oh, do we have anything in storage? Always check our storage transfer option. Transfer. I do have a 4E power plant lying around for some reason that I haven't sold. Probably should do that. Browse. 5A power plant. 4A power plant. Exchange that. Just go and sell that that 4E thing I had stored here. Too much. Where is it? What? Should be right here. Core internals. Oh, that was store multiples. That's not what I want. Okay, I don't know. Ah, it was the one of the ship. Ah, that's why I was so confused why I had that. Thrusters. Yeah, dirty drive. Thought as much. Oh, stop that. Let's get some new thrusters in. Ah, did I click store now? I need to go back to my hostess. Works a lot better. There we go. Core internals and the frameshift drive. There's a chance I have a 5 frameshift drive already. Yes, I did. Transfer to ship. Life support. I have nothing there, so we're gonna buy a new one. Nope, only class 3 available in storage, so buy a new one. And again, we're not gonna spend too much time engineering stuff right now. Right now we're doing testing, and we might get our asses like royally handed to us. What did we end up with? Armor. We ended up with reactive, I think. Yeah, reactive. There we go. Optional tunnels. Okay, let me quickly get this over here so I can actually see. Optional tunnels. Oh, here we go. Optional tunnels. Do I have a hull reinforcement pack? Yes. Heavy duty. Is that what I have on this? Heavy duty deep plating. Yes, it is. Lucky me. Do I have a class 3 hull reinforcement pack? Oops. Collector, hull reinforcement plan. No, I don't. I only have them class 2. And I have some collector limpets. Damn it. We have to buy a new one. Hull reinforcements, 5D, 3D hull reinforcements. Buy module reinforcements. And just normal module reinforcement pack, not the Guardian one. We won't have the power to do that. We will now, because we haven't, like, efficiently our power plant yet, but we will run out when we get there. So we get a cargo rack. We get an AFMU. Or AFMS, actually. AFMSs? Why? Was weird. 2A, yes, indeed, buy that. And a repair limpet. Which one uses the least amount of power? Ah, D-rated, good. It's not, no. It's not because I'm not worrying about buying new modules. I just don't want to waste time going out and engineering a module I already have in storage. Why would I spend time collecting 10 extra core dynamic composites to engineer a hull reinforcement pack when I have one lying around in my module storage? It's not because I'm worried about the price. I don't care about the price on the modules. But I don't want to waste my time going out engineering modules I already have lying around. That's why I'm storing my engineered modules, and that's why I'm always checking if I have them, because it saves me time. Now this build is so like odd compared to what I would normally do that I didn't have a lot, but we did have a few weapons lying around that we could use. Okay. So let's take this out. And see what we can actually figure out. I guess we're just gonna go to any system that has rings. Would do right now. Well, it's Delcar. Can we just go to Delcar and at least know that has rings? Let's go and have a look. No, I'm not worried about the price of a level 3 hull reinforcement packs.
Detachment complete. Moderate speed on exit.
I could sit here buying grade 3 hull reinforcement packs all day. I would not worry about it. In the past, I've bought cutters just because I needed one for a video. Bought it, spent 5 minutes doing the recordings I needed, and sold it again. I do believe you take as a 10% hit on ships. I think modules you get full price back, but I think ships are 10%.
You have left the no far zone.
It might be as was posted here that changing out all those AFMUs and all that stuff for more armor might be a valid option, especially because if I recall correctly, of course the amount of armor hit points you get is the same. We actually go in and check this real quick here. Just get this over here while we just you know what, let's get us flying in the right direction here. Can we see any kind of... we have a medium intensity conflict zones. Maybe not. Okay, let's go to a ring planet. That one's close. See if there's something out there. No, my point here, when we get this thing flying in the right direction... There we go. My point here is that if I recall correctly, I'm not 100% sure, but if I recall correctly, if we go, we can see this hull reinforcement packs ends up giving us 13.3% explosive, actually 13.3% of all of them, and this is a class 4. But if I took a class 2 or lower class hull reinforcement pack, there we go, and I engineered that in the same way, so also heavy duty deep plating, it actually gives us higher resistance. That's odd. Oh well, okay. But you can see at least the resistance increase here is almost the same. So that means that our resistance bonus we gain a lot of from using the smaller slots. So these are very efficient for hull plating. So what we could do actually is to go with 2 module reinforcement packs, get rid of the AFMU, get rid of the repair limpet controller down here. Oops. So, like 2 modules up here, and then use the smaller ones, the 3s and the 2s, for hull reinforcement packs. It's probably going to give us more hull, and maybe it's enough. I mean, look at, if we go, let's just do a test actually. What if we go hull here also? How far? We were pretty close to the planet now. I can hear the engines beginning to rev themselves as we're getting closer. I'm just going to quickly tap into the game. It's probably an overshot, yeah, that's okay. And I don't see any... wonderful. Head to the other planet. Okay. Now, as I was saying, if we also go here and also go hull, 3D hull reinforcement packs, and go heavy duty deep plating and heavy duty deep plating there, and then take out that one, for a module reinforcement pack instead, you can see we still get across the board like 3,800 hit points on our hull, and again we are counting on not being hit. That's pretty much what this whole build revolves around. Is that people are not gonna hit us. Oh, hold on. I haven't switched over. Ha! You guys can't see anything. Wonderful. There we go. Now you can see I switched it out with hull reinforcements down here and module reinforcements up here. And now you can see here the damage we will need to take. PvE build, you will be hit. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll have to test that out now. Thank you, Scorpion. Strike Force Alpha. So what's the point of this frozen Diamondback? Well, we're about to do the first test flight with it here. What do we have here? We actually have some low intensity, so we're just going to go low intensity here to start with. Just because this is not engineered yet. Maybe I should actually set up my fire groups. Hold on. I'm going to put beams in one, multi-cannons in second, and the rest is okay. I think I have key bindings for chaff and all that other stuff. Did we even put in? I don't even think we didn't fit our any utilities. So we don't have any chaff. We don't have any point defense. We don't have any heat sinks. So if we overheat, we overheat. And again, if I lose the ship, then I'm pretty much gonna try this out. I'm purposely gonna try to get them to shoot me. So I'm not gonna try to kill the NPCs right away. I want them to shoot me. I want to see if they can target me. So no, I don't need all heat sinks. Of course I don't need it. I will have thermal vents. That should be plenty. Okay, let's look at that, 19%, that's actually okay. What do we have here? I want to find something that's not too dangerous, so we can actually have some time. Like an Asp Scout, maybe? Is he alone and is he wanted? He is alone and he is wanted, and he's a novice, making it even better. Okay. Let's go silent. Ah, he jumped. Wonderful. We have an eagle. Challenges. We have a viper. Would like something slightly smaller. Not gonna rip me to shreds in seconds here. Obsidian 07, thanks not for the subscription on YouTube. See them run away in fear. Could we go with that Viper? Is he... He looks like a pirate. Nope, he's clean. Okay. So what are they... Who's shooting at what here? It's also clean. Oh, we're already talking to him. Adder! Oh, hold on. It's probably a mining adder. In fact, he's sitting there. And he's gone. Oh, he's not, but he's mining. Yeah, so he's clean. Maybe low security or low intensity was a little bit on the easy side. What on earth is this guy shooting at? Okay, we gotta create Phantom here, Novice. Okay, he's in a wing, but we'll see how it goes. Let's try. So far, he's not fired back. We might need a more controlled experiment here. Yeah, see how quickly we're overheating already. But do remember, we do not have anything... Hold on. I think we need to go and find a place where we can do a more controlled experiment than we're doing here, because is there any chance that we have a hazardous resource extraction site then? That might be a little interesting. We have a high. Let's try to head to one of the highs instead. Come on. Yeah, I probably need a hash rest, to be honest, but I don't think there's anyone in the system, so we'll have to make do with a high intensity. And I think if we aggro someone, then they might stay on us at least for a while. Hopefully for long enough that we can actually do a proper test. I am planning on thermal vent beams. Problem is I didn't have any lying around, so I just put on whatever beam I had, which is why my ship is overheating so badly right now. Again, this is like far from engineered. We are just doing some testing right now. See if we have a little bit more luck in this one. So I have just a normal resource extraction site. We have two high, so we might be able to jump between them if we don't really get anything useful in this one. Look at that, how much is drifting, just because the ring is rotating. Okay, let's try this again. This is pretty much an empty space, it seems. Okay, what do we have here? An eagle. That could be interesting. Ah, oh, he's clean. Of course he's clean. Cobra. Clean and in a wing. We've got more eagles. Deadly eagle. Hello, Mr. Eagle. And he's in a wing with another eagle. So a master eagle and a deadly eagle. This is going to be interesting though. Because these guys are going to be faster and more maneuverable than I am. So again, our thermals are not very well optimized right now, so we are going to overheat, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, let's try this out. I'm gonna go and attack this guy, get some distance. Yeah, see, they can still fire at me, even though I'm now and fire missiles at me. Even though these guys are... I mean, this guy's actually fairly close. But even the guy out there... Okay, let's try to turn off that silent running. And let's get rid of one of the eagles. Just so we only have one when we're doing our control here. Oh wow, they're already malfunctioning? Really? Well, that was quick. We'll have to switch over to the multi-cannons then. Okay, got the beam back. Shields are down. Let's move more pips over to engines so we don't have to spend as much time turning here. And they're malfunctioning again. Okay. So now we have just one eagle. Let's try to target him so we can keep an eye on our distance. Gonna try to go cold here. And I should be way outside my detection range now. Gonna try to side strafe a little bit, see if we can try to get rid of him. There we go. Now he stopped firing. He can fire from quite a long distance. Oh well. Let's get rid of that eagle then. If we can. That's not a good sound. Come on. Ah, didn't catch him, but that boost. There we go. Got him.
Target destroyed.
Oh well. Back to the drawing board. Oh, now we're mass locked. Okay. Let's just get above the ring then. Okay, let's get this thing back to Shirata. Now, it seems so that silent running doesn't really work against NPCs. But it does help disrupt scans, so that's a bit odd. So it works on sensors, but not on weapons. That seems weird to me, but okay. Okay, could we then do something completely... Could we go in a completely different direction with a Diamondback then? Just for fun, like... It's not the ideal combat ship, but... If the cold version is not gonna work... Because what can we do? The whole thing tries to revolve around us not being targetable. But if it doesn't work with silent running and it doesn't work just going cold... We didn't try to launch a heatsink because it didn't have one. We can actually get a decent amount of armor out of this ship. I mean, 3,800 armor? That's gonna take a while to get through. Okay, if an NPC can see you, it can shoot you. That sucks. Yeah, we haven't tried heat sinks, but I don't think that's gonna work then. Oh, let's get this thing in the dock. Okay. And we have to go back and have a look at the build. What we can do with it instead then. Oh, come on. Thank you, Bruno. You're very welcome.
Access authorized. Cleared for landing on pad 28.
What's Bud? Long time no see.
Hey, matey! It's been a very long time. I haven't seen you in Discord in a very long time. Are you in chat? I haven't seen you. You must be in chat somewhere.
Scan detected.
1,000 meters from touchdown.
Oops. There we go.
Confirmed contact. Ground crew dispatched. It's good to have you with us, Commander.
Okay, let's get this thing in the hangar where there's a little bit more peace and quiet. And then let's go back and have a look at Inara. We're doing okay. We're playing around with the Diamondback today just to see what we can make that thing do. Okay. We get some pretty decent armor out of this. What about making it into, I mean, with this amount of armor? Now I'm just thinking out loud here. What if we made this thing into a, like a hunting Thargoid scouts or something along those lines? We could do a build specifically for that. That would probably work. Because if we swap out like one of these for a shield generator, maybe even a prismatic shield generator. Silent running stealth with the biggest alpha strike possible. Huh. What is actually the weapon with the highest alpha damage? Like on a single shot. I'm thinking PAs or railguns, like Imperial hammers. What about if we look at a cannon? Or should I go fixed cannons? Damage per shot 50. That's okay. 54.9. And a PA does 83. Oh, now we have to do... What about a medium railgun? Let's just check a PA, medium PA. Where are they? Medium PA versus medium railgun. Still the PA comes out on top. Yeah, but even with a high alpha build, like if we go like full on PA build, I mean, I guess if we're gonna go true alpha damage, there's nothing that's gonna beat a torpedo, right? That's pretty much what they do. That is high alpha damage. But the problem with the torpedo, now we actually have bigger torpedo launches, it's a more viable option. Where you actually get 2 in a medium, and I think we would get 4 in a large. But that must be the absolute maximum amount of damage you can do with a single shot. Sirius says, I saw my test with Super Cruise between stars. Thank you, you're very welcome. Turreted? I'm not too fan of turreted, especially not on a small ship. I don't know, I tried turreted on some of my other builds previously, and they just never really managed to hit anything. Only when I was holding the target still right in front of me, they were able to hit. But as long as there was any kind of traverse speed, the turret just couldn't keep up. What else could we do with it? I mean, doing a torpedo. I'm not too fond of doing PvP builds. I hate PvP builds. Because I have done PvP builds in the past, and I end up never using them. I think the only time I've been in a true, like, honest-to-God PvP fight was when I fought Yamix a while back. Yeah, torpedoes will rework Cascade, and then just spam that. But again, that's I mean, it's fun that you take down people's shields in one volley, and then what? Yeah, it was comedy PvP. It wasn't like, I mean, we were trying to kill each other, no doubt about it. But I mean, if you haven't watched that PvP fight, I did upload a recap of that clip from that live stream. I wonder if a heat cannon is still a thing. I recall that is a long time ago, though. There was a long time ago when there was a lot of rage on the forums about heat cannons, where people would go with something like, I don't know, what's the let's just go with I don't know, overcharged. Yeah, with thermal cascade, I think it was. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with torpedoes, as Don Galora said. If you take a look at the torpedoes, I mean, it's a fun build, but that's why if you did a Diamondback so people couldn't see you, you could try to sneak in on them, and then suddenly you would just appear next to them. But again, how would you sneak in on people? Then you should try to sneak in on people in a mining field or something. I mean, if you would imagine this, you make a Diamondback or any other ship with good thermal characteristics. You fly around and open and wait for someone to drop into a mining, or you go into a hotspot, and you scan around. You look for mining ships in the hotspot that's mining and open, and you're silent running. They can't see you, and you have a lot of torpedoes fitted. So you creep up behind them, where they can't see you, and then you just offload the torpedoes, because if the mining ship is sitting still with his cargo hatch open and all his limpets out and he's collecting fragments, he's gonna be slow. I mean, a cutter, how fast are the torpedoes? 250? Is it 250 flight speed? Yeah, 250. So a cutter, oh no, but that's boost speed 600. Oh, okay, so not even the cutter, I think, could run away from a torpedo with its cargo hatch open. And the thing with the mining ships, most of them, they don't have very well engineered shields, because you don't need a lot, do you? Do I have a build for the best combat for a corvette? Yes, I have. Don't have the best. I have my preferred build. It's called the Cube Combo build. And yes, I do have a video on that. You should be able to go, if you search up like Elite Dangerous Corvette PvE build, and I'm pretty sure it's going to rank pretty high in that search. So you should be able to find that. But no, that's where I could see torpedoes be. I don't know if that would be fun, but I'll pretty much be ganking people. There's no fight in that. There's no, I mean, PvP is fun when it's when people want to fight back. If you just go up to a miner and just blast him with 4 or 5 torpedoes until his ships is a ruin, then, I mean, what's the fun in that? Sure, you might have a laugh and then you pissed someone off, but that's about it. And yeah. Cutter with a close... Yeah, okay, the cutter might actually be able to do it. Maybe if you had a mining mamba, if you're that kind of sadistic person, you could fly away from a torpedo. But the whole trick here would be pretty much rely on that you could get in, let's say, to a 1.5 kilometers, 1 kilometer before you actually launch. But I don't know if heat cannons are still a thing. I just recall, like, a couple of years back, there was a lot of rage about these things, and it was even at a point where if people used them in PvP, they pretty much, I mean, there was about as much hate for heat cannons as there is for combat logging today. I mean, I know some of the PvP communities, if one of their guys, they combat log, they are booted instantly. It is, for them, a bannable offense amongst PvPers. And it was about as bad with the thermal cascade cannons, because they were just, like, not even fun. Can we check in Naura here? Blueprints. Weapons. Cannons. And I can't even remember if they've been nerfed or... that interact with shields upon detonation, generating significant heat on the target. Hashtag says, you could try to build a ship that would run so bloody hot that a full weapon salvo would fry your ship to the point of destroying your ship. Oh yeah, Vulture asks, what is combat logging? Combat logging, not logging like logging onto something, but logging like logging out. So with a G. Someone says Minis fault on the cannons. I have no idea. I think what they did with the but yeah, basically to finish that combat logging, it is when people are in game and they suddenly get attacked and they go oops, and they alt it 4 out of the game, or they go and like close the game like that, right? That's combat logging, because then your ship will stay for a few seconds and be gone. And that is very, very much something people look down on people when they do that. And I can understand. I mean, if you are a PvPer and you finally manage to catch someone, if they just like log out of the game, I can see why people will see that as an exploit, right? But I think what they might have done, I think I recall something about thermal cascade being changed so that they didn't stack, or they only stacked up to a point. Because before, you could generate, I think, on most ships around 80% heat per cannon that hit. So take an Anaconda and fill that up with cannons, and you would suddenly be hitting people, and they would be overheating instantly to 600-700% heat. Though I don't know if it's still a thing. Are thermal cascade cannons fixed? Here we go. So this is 1 year ago when people were beginning to discuss this. Yeah, exactly. Here, as people say that they cannot confirm, but last time they were attacked, they were only overheated. They were attacked by heat cannons. They would only overheat if boosting. So I think they make some kind of like hard cap. So instead of them just having a specific amount per cannon, they would go into one pool, and you could only generate a certain amount of heat with a heat cannon, and so I mean, they're still fun, and for ship that runs hot like cutters, it can definitely be a hard hit, because you will begin to overheat pretty quickly if you try to do anything with your ship. But I don't think those are a thing anymore. Oh well. Okay, so what else do we have? It could actually be fun to do. I just feel like I really want to get back into the Diamondback. I used to use the Diamondback a lot, but I don't anymore because it doesn't have a fighter hangar, and I need a fighter hangar when I'm out recording. But I kind of miss it. So I really want to find something to use it for again. Cannons with 4 shells are fun. They are actually really fun to push people around. So what would you use for hunting scouts? Would that be AX multis? Cannons or rails maybe? Yeah, what do we actually get on rails nowadays in terms of special effects? We have those that everybody use. Super penetrator one. Feedback cascade. What does Oh yeah, feedback cascade. That is the anti-shield cell bank one. And we have plasma slug also on the railgun. Same as with the plasma accelerators, that you use your fuel to create plasma slugs instead. Super penetrator, when we talked about that, that pretty much just destroys internals. And then we have all the standard one: oversized, flow control, multi-servo, double breach, and strip down. Yeah, thanks for watching, Squawgrim. Hope you enjoyed it. Killbug has a fighter hangar. I dare you. It does? Now this is just gonna turn into like a silly ship build stream instead. Does this really fit a fighter? What kind of jump range could I... Okay, so... You can't get smaller than 5, can you? No, 1 bay. What kind of jump range could we get out of a ship like this? It's just to... I mean, that could be fun. I was joking, sorry, stream. But I think even if we just... I mean, just doing a very quick... just guessing about the sizes that I would need in terms of modules here. We are gonna be looking at around 40, and then we're gonna move it up to 50 with a what it's called, FSD booster. With a 5H, the Alien FSD booster, we're up to around 50 light years of jump range, and then we could maybe loop, but we'll have to put a shield on and other things, and we'll probably be ending up around 45 before we're done, because I would also need an what? Vehicle hangar? No? It's not called a surface reconnaissance vehicle hangar? What's it then called, like SRV bay? Did I scroll past it? Oh, planetary vehicle hangar. There we go. Gonna have a 4 and a 2. We'll probably in this case go with a 2 and then put that down there. But again, you can see we're gonna begin losing jump range here. But again, 50 is not bad. It's okay. But then why fly around in a keelback? There's so many other good ships. I don't know. I don't really know what I want to use the Diamondback for now that we have one. Are you sure? No. There we go. It's really a shame that that cold build didn't work out. I was really hoping for that. Could we do something? Could we do like just a abnormal PvE like explorer build here? And we just quickly like, oh, that's an Asp Explorer. Like, wait, we have a lot more internals than we did before. Diamondback Explorer, here we go. So if we go with shields to start with, and just gonna change out prismatic shields. Do we want to go prismatics? Do we want to go... What? How quick could we make these things recharge on a bi-weave? And how much hit points could we get out of them? If we're going to go thermal and fast charge... 40... That's pretty quick. How fast could we make these things recharge? I mean, the smaller the shields are, the faster they're gonna recharge. Generation rate 1.8 a second. $20 seconds for 50 to 100%. Crate Mark II. I don't know, guys, what I should try to do with the Diamondback. I just really want to try to get back into one. But I was hoping that that cold build would have worked. I also tried once to build a cold Diamondback for attacking mega ships, so you could run around in silent running, but that didn't work either. They were still able, because again we get into the problems with NPCs. So the main problem is, one of the things that I like about the Diamondback is it's good thermal characteristics. But if we can't use the thermal characteristics to mitigate being targeted by NPCs, it would be a good smuggling ship, but you're not going to get a lot of cargo hold. That pretty much limits us to something that revolves around PvP. And, it's not really my thing. Don't like PvP. But again, okay, we might have to go prismatics on this, just because of the, I mean, still 2 minutes recharge is not bad. And if we should do a PvE build and then go with high cap, maybe? And go with an A-rated power plant with overcharged. Get as much power of this as we can. We're going to sacrifice some of our heat efficiency now for more armor. And still go with reactive armor with thermal plating and deep plating to get that good armor going there. Over here, I don't know how many shield boosters we could potentially fit. We still have some left here, so if we just quickly go dirty drive, drag drives, upgrade the frameshift drive, increase range and mass manager, downgrade the life support, which we're going to lightweight, upgrade the power distributor with charge enhanced and cluster capacitor, lightweighted sensors like so. We have that thing there. Our shields resistance are okay, could be better. We're gonna go heavy duty deep play, heavy duty super capacitor, and heavy duty super capacitor. Why is this resistance so weird? Oh, okay, that's okay. And here we're gonna go resistance augmented super capacitor, and also go resistance augmented here. Panda says, off to search for the dark wheel. Have fun. And then we have some pretty decent resistance across the board. 2,000 shield hit points. And then, as we talked about here, we're gonna go... Now that we have shields, we don't have that many modules reinforcements. So we can go with hull reinforcement packs everywhere here. Oh, come on. And all of these is gonna get heavy duty deep plating. Heavy duty deep plating. Oops. Engineering, come on. And heavy duty deep plating on this one too. This should help us. Now what I'm doing now is trying to see if we can build that scout build. Just for hunting scouts. I think that's the best idea I have right now. Matthew says, my theory on Raxler is it's just the main menu. I mean, this ship here, this can actually take a beating. This can take a very healthy beating. And we actually have a decent amount of power left. What will you normally use against scouts? They do take damage from normal weapons, don't they? But are AX weapons more effective? I haven't actually been trying normal weapons on scouts. Fixed. Guardian weapons. Oh yeah, of course. Guardian... No, we have the cannon. The cannons are... Hold on, let me get this right. The shard cannons are basically frags. The cannons are... Those are those are shock cannons? Turret AX multi-cannons. I'm not joking. Really? Turret AX? Okay, we can try it out. I mean, if it works. Hold on, these new incur... I'm not... Okay, I'm just thinking out loud here. Just got an idea. Because... You know how combat rank works, right? That if you are... The higher your rank is, the more difficult ships you have to kill to actually gain ranks. I actually did a video on it a while back. Let me see if I can still find the infograph I did for that. Combat elite, infograph. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. Look at that. Here we go. Here's the infograph. So this is basically if you are, let's say you're deadly. If you kill anything that's harmless, mostly harmless, novice, or competent, you gain 0 points. You gain nothing towards your combat rank. Exactly, Dave already got it here in chat. But all scouts count as elite. So what if we... Now we're getting an idea here. What if we made a build which were focused around just killing scouts as quickly as possible, just shooting them out of the sky? I don't care if it's an anaconda sitting there. Now we're skipping the Diamondback. If it was an anaconda just sitting there with like all turreted AX multi-cannons just going in all directions, just ripping scouts out of the sky. That could be some fast combat rank. Huh. Question is, can we get a hold of a decent amount of scouts quickly enough? Can we get enough scouts without having to deal with interceptors? Because ideally we don't want to deal with interceptors. What we want is we want to find a place. That is, of course, what this whole thing revolves around. We need to find a place. Make sure you have decon limpets. Yeah, that's right. Because you will get caustics, but that stuff we can work around. Yeah, exactly. You could just target threat level 4 and lower. And if we go turrets, we wouldn't really have to worry too much about... But would we want to do that with a Diamondback? Wouldn't an Anaconda be a better option for this? Hold on. Oh, just get a direct capture here. Transfer. Store. I'm just going to get rid of all my engineered modules. I'm going to try to do something here with an Anaconda. Maybe I have modules lying around. Crate Mark II is the best, really? Okay. You could try with a crate. Yeah, but if we go turret, we don't really have to catch them, do we? FSD, transfer that back to... No, come on. Transfer, store. What are the Eagle Eye's target sectors? Yeah. See, now we're getting somewhere. Sultan says here that if we fight one of the ships that are being... There's also the new incursion states that could be fun to try and play with. I mean, if we get to the early stages of the incursions... I can only fit 4 AX multi-cannons, though. That's a good point. AX fighters are going to be helpful. No incursions right now, really. We're out of incursions. Seems so. At least nothing in the immediate vicinity of where I'm at. Nope. Transfer, store. Okay, I think this one is clean now. Hold on. So if we get a buy, we just buy ourselves a new Crate Mark II. Gonna exchange it. Yes, I'll permanently lose my ship, that's okay. Yeah, there's always Thargoids around Maya, but we don't want to fight the interceptors. We want to fight the scouts only. And just farm those for combat rank. Time spent just fighting the scout will be worth it. We are about to find out. And again, this is just gonna be a proof of concept. So turrets. Oh no, missiles, not missiles. X multi-cannons, turrets. Bye. So we can fit one more, right? AX multi-cannon turret. And we need something to tag him with, and I think the idea of... we can take one of these efficient, and again we're gonna change it over to thermal vent. But again, it has regeneration sequence now, but just for testing purposes, we're just gonna fit that there and then change that out later. Okay. What else? Core internals. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, look at... So, do we want an armored power plant with thermal spread? Do we want an overcharged power plant? Or do we want a low emission power plant? Free of choice. What about a Type 10 full multi-cannon loadout? 4A action. Yeah, do we want Guardian weapons? I don't know. Yeah, armor. I'm thinking armored thermals as well. Thrusters. Transfer to ship. Transfer. Dirty drive, drag drive thrusters. Oh, wonderful. Have some lying around. FSD. Pretty sure I have a 5. Yeps. Life support. Hold on, do I have a 4D that's already lightweighted? Indeed I do. Transfer, transfer. I have 2 of these for some odd reason. Now I have a lot of E-rated modules in my storage here. I need to get rid of. Let's sell this. Sell this, and is there 4? Yeah, it's life support. Good. Here it doesn't really matter which one we pick, because they should mostly... Do they do normal damage too? I think I got a reactive surface. Optional internals. What do I have lying around in terms of shields? Oh, how handy. Reinforced high cap shields. And I have some shield cell banks too. Armor, I just went with reactive surface because it has a fairly nice spread on the resistances, the thermal, but I would probably, if I were to engineer this, go with thermal or go with a high cap just to get as much hit point out of it, because I do believe, I don't know if scouts also do it absolute damage, just like the interceptors. Where resistance doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna go with what I have. I don't want to spend time engineering this, so I'm just gonna go with what I have lying around. So we need a decontamination limpet controller. Do we just need one? Let's just go with a small one, I guess. So that's gonna go down here. Browse. Yeah, so it's absolute damage. So we just need hit points. But we need a decontamination limpet controller. And we'll need... let's not use too many slots. We'll rather use them so we can get more... Need a cargo rack. Corrosion resistant? I don't know. This gives the same amount of cargo, so why not? And then I guess I want a... How are we doing for power? We're doing good for power. So we want a... How are we doing for jump range? Not so good. Eee. That's not pretty. Yeah, exactly. Guardian shield and module reinforcements, but do we want to sacrifice a class 5 to get up to 40 light years? Because this is painful. Why is this so bad? Oh, it's because it's not the Phantom. Oh, got it, yeah. I don't know. Do we need... you know what? For testing purposes, let's just go and say... FSD fighter hanger... meter hold... those, they suck. Why did they make these? Hull reinforcements. Guardian shield reinforcement packs. They only come in class 5. What about the hull? The module reinforcements? Also only come in class 5. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I could use the booster to get somewhere. Let's see how far we have to go. I mean, we can get a decent distance here. We have so much power, I don't even know what we're gonna... we have... Okay, let's go with a... Let's go with 2 shields to start with. So, this is obviously under hull. Buy a shield reinforcement pack there. Buy a guardian shield reinforcement pack there. Buy a guardian module reinforcement pack for that one. Boom. We have our cargo rack, and I guess these 2 are going to be module reinforcements. Should we put some hull reinforcements in just for the fun of it? I mean, just to get a little bit. Fighter bay. Oh, yeah, good point. Oh, God. Now we don't have room for the fighter bay, because that needs to go up here. Fighter hangar. Yep. Yeah, now we're not built as this might be confusing for people to join when the stream still says we're building a Diamondback, and here we are building a. Have I even unlocked the AX fighters? I can't even remember. Yeah, I do. So now we're building, we're building a Thargoid scout killer. So we have a decontamination and controller. We have a cargo rack. We have a fighter bay. We have 2 shields. So these 2 are going to be modular reinforcement packs. Guardian modular reinforcement packs. Modular reinforcement packs. Okay, might not be the most optimal build. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna go and go with it. Oh, hold on. Should we spend some of our on some shield boosters? Do I have some heavy duty shield boosters? Super capacitor, perfect. Do I have more? Oh yeah, I have at least 2 there. Only if I use the fighter with a scout, with a... It's a good point. We'll have to figure that out, but that the fighter will take experience points. Heavy duty shield, transfer to ship, transfer to ship. I'm gonna try it without the scout, or without the fighter to start with here. Do I have 1 more? Oh, I do. See, it's nice to have engineered modules. Yeah, you're actually right. I'm not gonna bring a co-pilot anyway. So, and people say 1 module reinforcement is enough. Should I then fit a single hull reinforcement pack here? Like take and sell this, and then transfer a hull reinforcement pack in here. And then trade out the fighter hangar for another shield reinforcement pack. And now I've managed to... I forgot, I need to store that. Where's the fighter hangar? It's a class 5, right? 5e frameshift drive. Let's sell that. Okay, I don't know where that thing went. Two is better. Two is better of what? I think we're just gonna go with this. Again, I said I'm not gonna do the optimal build yet. Just gonna get something, so at least we can get going and get out and give this a go. And we're gonna have the beam laser on 1, and we're gonna start all on these on 2. There we go. Why does you do Python then, though? Yeah, we could. I mean, they have the same internal. We could swap it over for Python. Let's just get this thing flying. Once we've done a very, very important thing. Nope, not there. Spot number 1. Now we can go. Okay, so we had some systems posted in chat earlier. Let's see if we can find those again. Just gonna scroll up here. Here they are. Just gonna see which one are the furthest away. That's quite far away. Let's get this thing set over to... let's just go to star class. Boom. 140. Anything closer? That seems to be closer. A lot closer. 63, that is... if we just gotta disable that, then it is still 3 jumps. And let's just check the last system here. Yeah, that's further away. Boom. Okay. 3 jumps, and we're gonna see what this is gonna do to scouts.
Disengage from landing pad. Exit the station quickly and safely.
Oh, way too high, way too high. There we go. The shields works. Did I get some limpets? Nope. Forgot those. Again, limpets are not important right now. If we're just testing, if we're gonna do it properly, yes, then we would have to get some limpets. Good evening over on Twitch. Yeah, but problem is I've forgot limpets so many times that I'm now out of nickel, and I haven't got some more. Always forget them, then just manufacture some. I forgot Carlos. No. Look at that. Oh, right there. Hiding behind a small panel. That's Carlos. So we do have Carlos with us. We're free of the star. It's okay. We could have given him a more prominent position, I guess, instead of hiding him there. Now we need to remember that all our cannons, or multi-cannons, is on the top of the ship. Which of course means that we need to make sure the scouts are also on top of us. Or ideally right in front of us, because then we can also have the cannon that sits out here. Because if they're on top of us, that thing obviously can't fire. Yeah. Now he's taking cover. Okay, that's a clever move, Carlos. Douglas says, you need a co-pilot, there's no use for the fighter hangar. I don't have a fighter hangar, I took it out. Yeah, but if we don't find one of the first system, we will just have to move on to the next one. Okay, filters, signal sources. Let's go to the nav beacon to get that thing scanned. Check Galnet to see if they mention thargoid locations. Thargoid activity report. There you go. We can always go to those two systems afterwards if we don't get anything in this one. But first we're just going to drop into this nav beacon and try to scan it, see if that gives us anything. Oh, you evacuate. Oh, so those are the ones that's been that's being attacked. Okay, there must be Thargoids in that system, but I guess there would be interceptors there. Okay, what do we have? We have several threat level 4 non-human signal sources. So, oh, that one only has 4 minutes left. We also have a threat 5 with 1 minute left. There we go, half an hour. That's good. Thank you, Sirius. You're very welcome. Yeah. We have more threat 5s out here. Oh, threat 7. Oh. 5 may have interceptors. Okay. So threat level 4 is ideal. Does that Discord link even still work? And we're going to start with this one, and then if that goes well, we're going to try to go up and get more difficult ones. I'm just going to check the times on these. 6 minutes. We're not going to be able to make that. 6 minutes. Nope. What about that? Thread 5 there. 90. So we have a thread 5 with 19 minutes. We could potentially go there. We have more thread 4s. We have a thread 6 all the way out there. Now we're way, way far away. But there's a lot of them. Nope, that's not the right 4. So that one? Yeah, that's the one. Thread 4 only have 4 scouts. Thread 7 has 10 scouts. Okay. But we don't want to run into interceptors. I know I can overheat that. I mean, trust me, I tried to kill my anaconda with just overheating it. It took 20 minutes. I agree, as Matthew says, 4 scouts is a good starting point for testing, just to begin to get a feel for how the ship performs and how quickly we can actually take them down. Then we can always go to the higher threat levels later on. But I agree that, I mean, even though there's a lot in this system, there would also be a lot of flying around between the different threat levels. We are about to find out. Let's try to jump into this thing here. Put some pips over to shields, just for as a safety precaution. Guess we got 4 this time. Ah, there we go. Can we just set them to fire at will? Ship. Turret, target only, fire at will. Come on. I know that I shouldn't sit there. I just want to see if the cannons could actually take them down without me doing anything. Yeah, I think they are doing forward fire target only. I agree they don't do much firing. Hey, we got one. Okay, this is actually fairly effective. Come on. Gone are the goits. So I guess they fixed it so that you can't just go out and come back in, right? They did fix that.
Incoming message. Taking damage. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. Taking damage.
No, this is another one. See what we got here. That's convoy dispersal pattern. Oh well. I think the turrets actually was performing a little bit faster than it would if I had them fixed. I know they do more damage, but I don't know. So here's the problem is, I mean, now we have to get back to the nav beacon. Probably be faster to jump out of the system and jump back in order to find the next one. The only other alternative we have is to jump into analysis mode, which we can't do because we haven't honked the system and it's not in our fire group, so... So, scan the system. And now we can go in here and we can then tune this scanner down to find signal sources, which there should be plenty of here. Degraded emissions. Convoy dispersal patterns. One down here maybe. Nope. Did all the Thargoids run away? Where did they go? Oh. Is this the wrong type I'm looking for here? Yeah, maybe it's those that we're looking for. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. 2 minutes left. 5 medium with 1 minute left. We have a 5 here with 10 minutes left. You can go for that. Just to see what happens. Ah, there we go. Oh. There we go. Yeah, and I know, my ship is slowly destroying itself. That's okay. Question is if I can get out there before my ship blows itself up. That's the wrong way. That station is probably also the wrong way. Yep. Let's see if we can't make it. And then I might just let the caustic resistance, or the caustic damage, destroy the ship at the end. Just because. I'm not sure about the turrets though. I mean, they seem okay. Why am I taking damage? Because my ship has been attacked by thargoids. As you can see here. Look at all that green goo on this ship. There's a big hit here to one of the engines. And I got a hit here. Probably also some on the underside of the ship. There's a little bit there. There's a big splat over there. All that thing is like eating into my my ship hull. Oh, oops. Watching chat and not by flying. Yeah, we could actually overheat our ship. That could work too. But we can't really silent run right now. We might burn it off when if we survive this. If there's an interceptor here, I don't think I'm not gonna give us a much chance of survival here. Yeah. Hello. I'm just gonna run away. Still mass locked. I'm running. Trust me. Okay, let's see if we can get this ship to a station. What's the closest station? Clear our filters. Clear the filters. Closest station is that one. 10,000 light seconds away with 21%. Okay. No, we could silent run to overheat, but now this is going to be a race against time. Can we make it? No, we need the decontamination limpet to clear that. And I know, yes, we could drop out and we could overheat it to 180 degrees and we could get rid of the caustic effect. But this is a lot more fun. So, bets in chat, will we make it to the station? I know silent running will burn it off, but now we're gonna do a race to the station and see if we can make it. I mean, what's the rebuy this thing? It can't be that much. 11 million. It's okay. People are saying no. Oh. Oh, did you hear that? Gotta pay a lot of attention to my flying now instead of actually sitting and watching chat. Gonna try to get this thing 9%. Come on, speed up, speed up. Why are we getting into the gravity well of something here? What are we flying close to? Come on. 7%, we're not gonna make it. Oh, where's the station? Oh, there it is. 6%. 5%. Yeah. 4%. Ah, that's not gonna happen. Nope, there's no way. 3%. And now we're being slowed by the planet here. Overheat option now. Okay. I don't think we're gonna be able to overheat fast enough. Fire that laser. No! Yeah, the planet slowed us down too much. I want that back. Is that actually the... That's actually the station we were trying. Yeah, the other station might have been a better option because it was on the near side of the planet. I should have noticed that these two was around 2 gas giants. That was what killed us, because we were coming in around this blue one, which was slowing us down, even though we were approaching this one. So the other station might have been slightly faster. Yeah, silent one would have saved us. We could have just, as soon as we ran away from the interceptor, we could just dropped out and began to silent run. Matthew, thanks a lot for the donation. Half the money for the try. Was that an A+ for effort? Okay. Now, even though the frozen Diamondback thing didn't really turn out the way I'd hoped, I mean, we had a lot of fun. I had at least a lot of fun, and I don't know. I think I have to go and think about this build, and if that's something I want to work on in the future. I mean, if we could, I mean, 4 scouts per high grade per signal source is a little bit on the low side. So if this is to actually work, I would say we would have to find a place where we could reliably get a lot more scouts at the time. Preferably up to the 10 scout at a time. Because there will be a lot of flying around, even if we scan the whole system. I did relog and had to rescan the system, and I didn't want to fly back, so I did it with the FSS scanner. But you could potentially, if you find a small system, you could potentially bounce between a lot of the signal sources and just kill whatever comes up. And I guess you could kill a lot of ships that way, but the question is, is it faster than going into a compromised nav beacon in an anarchy system? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. So I guess I'll try to keep my eye out, see if we can find a reliable way, because if we can, then this might actually be a very fast way to gain combat lead, which in my opinion is one of the more difficult ranks to get. I mean, I'm only deadly, and I have been spending quite a bit of time slaughtering NPCs. Clearly not enough, but yeah. But anyway, I think I'm gonna call it for today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, remember to give it a like down below. And if you're on Twitch, you can go ahead and follow the channel over there. And if you're on YouTube, you can go and subscribe to the channel over there. A lot more streams coming up. As always, the next scheduled stream is next week, Tuesday, 8 o'clock, same place, same time. What I'll be doing, I have no idea about. I'll figure that out probably the day before. And there might also be some extra streams coming up. Maybe I've been playing some Star Trek Online lately. Looking into Astronomy, just came out, fully released. Really want to go and give that a go. See what's up with that. It looks like an interesting, fun little game. But yeah, there might be other spontaneous streams, often during the weekend. I don't really have a plan. But anyway, you are of course also very welcome to go ahead and join join my Discord server. There are a link for that as well. We play lots of other games than just Elite Dangerous over there, and you can also just hang out and have a chat if you want. Or if you have comments or anything you want to talk to me about, most of the time I'll hang out over there. I'll actually be hanging out over there for about half an hour here after the stream. Anything else I need to mention? I don't think so. Other than Patreon, of course, if you want to support the channel, there is also links for Patreon below. All money raised through both the donations I've got today, and thank you to all you guys who've been donating today, and also the money that comes in through Patreon. All that goes to a separate budget that is solely been used for like lights and cameras and microphones and stuff that somehow improve the quality of the streams that I do. So if you want to support that, thanks for that. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you liked it, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.